Don't go to Olive Garden and get the steak or pizza.
Fucking, it's Italian.
Okay, do not go to Olive Garden. Don't order the chicken.
Don't go to Olive Garden. Period. Problem solved.
You know what?
Let's drop Olive Garden.
Let's segue into something that happened just yesterday.
Hawks.
We went to this place that used to be a bank, and now it's an Italian restaurant.
Really?
They have a vault in there, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. But anyway, it's kind of irrelevant. But yeah, we went in and we sat down. There were a bunch of old ladies behind us. I guess they were having a poker night in the restaurant.
And fantasy football too. Don't forget all the middle-aged guys.
Talk about that too. All these like sad middle-aged guys who are so excited to play fucking fantasy football.
You had to explain what it was. Yeah, explain to Corey how sad this is.
Is this like that shit? Is this like that shit with fucking like
My dad plays that.
It's Knocked Up, where like
What the fuck?
Paul Rudd, he went to a fantasy football team. I'm not. That isn't even to go into a Paul Rudd.
Let's drive.
I'm telling you,
A bunch of middle-aged guys.
Is that what it is?
I'll tell. I don't know because I don't watch shitty movies like that.
No, like a guy walked in and they're like, great, everyone cheers.
Yeah, basically they have a draft. A bunch of middle-aged guys sit around. A bunch of fucking losers, in my opinion. If you're into this at home, A bunch of middle-aged guys sit around and they have a draft. Like football players have a real draft where they get picked for various teams. These guys sit around and draft players off real teams onto their fantasy team.
Oh, really?
I'm air quoting right now, fantasy team.
So you can have like someone from. This is probably not a football team. The Lakers?
No. Everybody has to be from a football team.
You can have a guy from the
You cannot draft basketball players, Corey.
Dang it! See,
although that would be a good idea, but
is there fantasy basketball?
Wait, so is this like D&D for like the sports?
Yes.
Generation?
For sad nerd guys who want to escape their wives.
They look down on Dungeons and Dragons. They look down on nerds, but they think this is cool.
Wait, so hold on.
Yeah.
Lakers is a basketball game?
A basketball
team.
Yeah.
Team, basketball team.
Yeah.
Listen, anyone out there, if you want to know me, I'm actually a fucking idiot when I'm thinking about sports.
No, I thought you said that intentionally. Like,
no.
Okay.
I'm legitimately fucking stupid, and it's funny. That's the only thing that's funny. Okay, I don't mean to like cut into your story, but with my dad is a huge sports fan.
Yeah.
And I remember this one time, he's like, Corey, you got stout shoulders, you could be a quarterback. And I'm like, football stinks. And he got so fucking mad at me.
You could have been a football
player. And he like slammed his hand down and he was like, what sport do you want to do? And I'm like, I want to do dodgeball. And he fucking got so mad at me.
Should have been mad.
But dodgeball's really fun.
Dodgeball's at you?
Dodgeball's really fun.
It's a professional dodgeball team.
It's fun.
Are you going to go to like the local
Corey, you're not going to hang out with Ben Story.
Yeah.
Ben Story.
You want to hear another story about dodgeball?
Do you want to jump the fence at an elementary
school? Let's go back to Jeff Singh. We're going too far from this.
Dude, these tangents evolve. That's the point of a podcast.
Oh, they fucking go for me, boy.
So just remember your story about fantasy football.
Oh, God. If it wasn't even the story, I'm like 5 stories back.
That was a preface.
Me and my friends used to, this is the reason why I want to get into dodgeball.
Yes.
There was also this time I was going to do soccer, but playing against a Mexican team is not fun, and they try to like break your fucking heels. I'm not joking.
What do they try to, why are they not
They're
fun?
violent when they play soccer, okay?
What,
no offense.
Playing a Mexican team in Mexico?
No, they're just like, friends. They're like Mexican friends.
Oh, they're not Mexican then, dude. They're Hispanic people who...
Oh, they're Hispanic. Okay, well, alright.
Cut that out.
So they all,
alright.
They all decided to join up as a team.
Alright. This is gonna sound.
All Mexico, all people in Mexico decided to make this up and give it battle.
Hold on. This is gonna sound incredibly racist. Okay?
All right.
But this Hispanic group of people were friends, and then they wanted to play for a cow. Or like a pig.
Cow?
A pig. Like play for a pig. Whoever wins gets the pig, the family pig. I'm not even fucking joking. I swear
it's
to
like
H.
They're kind of like a barter system they got going on.
Yeah, it's true. And I was like, I thought this was going to be a wholesome game of soccer. I wasn't
wholesome. Just innocent.
Here's the thing, though.
Once they introduced the pig, it was no longer.
No, that's the thing, though. We were playing soccer before at like a soccer field, so we were just playing. We were like having fun. I was learning how to play soccer, so I was like baby's first steps, trying to kick balls and stuff.
Yeah.
And then these guys come out, and we're like, okay, we're going to play now. And I go go up there.
Was it like Kung Fu Soccer? Have you seen
And they
that?
fucking like kick my ankle and almost break my legs. And I'm like, if I touch the ball, they like tackle underneath me. They were literally like
Maybe they're just
kicking
playing
me.
normally.
No,
You were
it
just
was
bad.
They were an actual like they were fighting for the pig. That's why they were fucking beating my ass to the
Well,
corner.
they-
What else
want
would
you to have it.
motivate you? If I was fighting for a pig, I would go crazy too.
Yeah, but I didn't even know how to keep a ball in my general direction, and these assholes were fucking tackling me and kicking me while I was down.
Corey, have you ever had a pig before?
Now listen, okay, I have, and pig's delicious,
Have you been
but that's
to pig
besides the
No, a
point.
pig, a full pig.
Moral of the story, what actually ended up happening was
Yes.
we lost because guess what? I'm not good at soccer, and I fucking failed the team because I kicked the ball out of bounds like 7 times, and so they got default points.
Is your dad proud?
No, he wasn't around. But anyways, the tangent before that was I went to a dodgeball thing, and this dodgeball thing we used to do was like a community dodgeball thing. They did it every single Sunday. It was like a special thing where you could go play dodgeball with random people. And there was this guy who before every game, I'm not even fucking joking, he would power up like a Super Saiyan. And
Corey, is this the guy who showed you his dick as a Power Ranger?
no!
That's a different guy.
It's a different story. This is a guy who he would power up. He was like this nerdy guy. These girls would be around him. They'd be like, "Hey, like Lance, let's go do something." He's like, "Hold on, babe. I've been watching Dragon Ball Z all day. I gotta get ready to power up." And he would get up off his stool and he would actually like go, "Ah!" and he would like do like the whole like thing. And right when they start, just all these balls would fucking pummel this dude. There'd be like 6 balls hitting him at once.
Corey.
Because he's like, you have to catch him in order to get someone out.
You're a dirty liar, Corey.
I swear to fucking God!
Corey.
He would.
Did he get the aura? It was like,
No, he was
Did
like.
he actually go
He was like this. He was like.
What level did he power up to?
yeah,
Was he at level 1 or level 2?
Did you guys have
I
your
asked
scatters?
him when I got out of bounds. I was like, by the way, dude, what power are you? He was like, 13. I discovered it recently. Not even joking.
Boy, that's shit. That's worthless.
He was
Oh, the guy-
up
He's
on-
barely stronger than the
he was
farmer.
up on a mountain
Whatever. He
discovering
was
new
Super
power
Saiyan
levels.
13, and he fucking destroyed
Okay.
no one. He
Okay.
fucking dropped every single ball.
That's because he's a shitty
know-
power level.
He was like this 7-foot giant who couldn't catch balls. It was kind of funny.
This is
If he's 7 feet, why is he playing dodgeball?
Because it's
Easy to hit him.
It's a community thing. It's a community.
If I was 7 feet tall, I would just go.
Moral of the story: we used to
streets.
Moral of the story: we used to sneak out around 3 a.m. to go play dodgeball.
What the
Parents
fuck?
finally,
You never included that part. What do you mean moral of the story? You never had that part. You just added that now.
parents
You say
finally,
moral of the story to wrap it up. You just added new information, Corey. You didn't tell purpose of moral of the story.
parents finally caught us that I had grounded.
Anyways, the moral of the story was all this new information nobody had.
All right, go ahead. Tell your
We still
story.
haven't finished Jeff's story.
Like 7 tangents ago.
Okay.
Maybe before
Corey,
before the fantasy football.
Story over.
Okay. Go, Jeff.
God.
Just start.
It's not even that
Start
good.
over.
It's not even that good.
Just start over.
Listen,
Start
all right,
over.
Start over. We went into a bank pizza place,
Formerly a bank, now a pizza place.
and we sat down, and these women guys were playing poker. And the one woman, I think we were talking. We talked about something. What was it like? It was something. Anime came up.
Well,
I don't know why.
basically, the lady behind you, it was a table of Jeff and I,
Yeah.
and another guy, Niall, and these ladies across from us, these old fucking bitches, if you ask me, were hollering at us. They said,
harsh.
"Hey boys, you gonna play some poker tonight?" And Jeff obviously got really horny. And Jeff, what'd you say?
Right. I was like, yes.
Yes.
I started squeezing their cottage cheese ass.
Yes. Yeah.
There's more to this.
No.
He milked the dust out of her titties, but the real story is.
What? Why did she ask us? I don't.
Because basically there was old guys coming into the store, or this pizza place, with backpacks like fucking losers, going back to this dirty old room in some dirty factory
Right.
to play fantasy football.
Right.
In a stale room with stale Doritos.
Right.
And so this lady was kind of directing everybody in. So a guy would walk in and she would say, "Oh, right back there, boys, have fun."
We equated that to like I don't know, some kind of show.
Basically,
or something.
she said, "Are you playing poker?" And I said, "Well, no, we only play Pokemon cards. That's what we're
Right,
cool.
that's
we're
right.
cool. That's all we do is play Pokemon."
Right. Yeah. And yeah. You're like
And she lit
smirking
up.
at her and like rolling your eyes.
Right.
That's all we do.
No, I wasn't. I was being sarcastic. I was being
Right.
I was not being
Listen, I wasn't there, so I can't actually.
anime?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, and then I'm laughing, and I'm just like, oh my god, I just want this to be over. And then Niall back here, he's like, very in the most straight face ever. He's like, the woman was like,
My daughter
loves anime. She's 32 and loves anime. And then Niall sits up and he's like, does your daughter like hentai? And she's like, what? Like, yes, it's like anime. It's does she like hentai?
Now Jeff isn't facing Lily, so he's fucking bobbing his head down laughing, and I'm trying to I can see Jeff.
Spaghetti.
I have to face this lady, and Jeff, Jeff's like pissing his pants.
Oh my god!
I'm trying to keep it together.
I don't know what faces they were making. I didn't know if they were picking up on anything, but.
Yeah, then Jeff got up and pushed the old lady over, broke her back, and killed her.
Moral of the story is her daughter watched hentai.
Yeah, I told you it wasn't a very good story.
But I'm convinced that I guarantee that old lady's gonna go back to her daughter and say, "Oh, do you like hentai? Do you love hentai?" And her daughter's gonna scream, and she's gonna say, "Oh, the guy at the spaghetti restaurant loved hentai."
That would be the best.
Or she could be trying to be cool, be like, "Oh, I love hentai." And then terrify her daughter. Swoop in.
Oh, maybe bring them closer together. Watch hentai.
Yeah, who knows?
What's the nastiest pussy you've ever seen?
Look up really fat pussy on Google.
Fat pussy? Really?
You'll find an inflated
Really fat pussy?
Really fat pussy on Google Images. You'll get.
Well, just fat pussy or very fat pussy.
Speaking of Niall, sorry, can I just say one thing? Speaking of Niall, he said, do you ever hear of the porn star Faye Reagan?
Faye Reagan?
She's like she's really famous. She's like the perky-titted redhead skinny girl.
I don't follow.
I think she voiced the fucking girl in Saying Not Included.
Really?
Blonde hair girl. Yeah,
No
I could
way.
have sworn. I could not. I swear to God. I think she voiced Nina in
Anyways,
Insanity.
Niall was like, dude, Faye Reagan has a nasty ass pussy, and I was like, oh no, because I thought she was really hot. And then if you look up Faye Reagan warts in pussy, you can see a video.
Warts in pussy.
Yeah. I think it's fake though, because the camera cuts just as it goes to the pussy.
Warts in pussy.
Personally, like,
They cut it because there was fucking warts in the pussy. I don't even want to say pussy warts.
No, it looks like.
Who wants to watch all pussy warts get fucked?
It looks like.
old pussy word.
It looks like a Giant's Causeway. They have warts in the pussy. That's my story.
You know what I want to talk about?
What?
Hawks.
Hawks.
Oh shit.
Jeff, what you might not know is Jeff is a hawk lover. He runs outside whenever he sees a hawk and points up to the sky and does his hawk.
If we're gonna talk about hawks, we're gonna do the hawk intro.
Oh yeah. This is Hawk Hour.
We're gonna do Hawk Hour.
It's not exactly Hawk Hour. It would be Hawk segment.
Nigga.
It would be Hawk segment.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it for an hour?
No, Hawk segment.
No, it's a joke. This isn't the real. This isn't
Yeah, it's
the
gonna
real
be for 10
segment.
seconds.
All right, moral of the story: it's Hawk segment.
Oh, fine. Fine, Corey, you win.
Okay, fuck that.
We're not talking about. We're throwing out the Hawk.
No. I actually have a story about hawks. Okay, I saw this recent video
I don't care.
on the internet.
Go ahead.
Wait, you saw a hawk?
I saw this video on the internet of someone showing a hawk and how like agile hawks are. And if you think your parakeet who can sing songs is agile,
Birds are stupid.
wait till you fucking see this
What
hawk.
the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know, parakeet.
Anyways,
The parakeet who sings songs is less popular than a fucking huge hawk?
hold on. Hold the telephone. Okay, so I saw this video of this guy showing like this hawk. He was making the hawk go through a bunch of holes, and the hawk was going like
Holes,
snap, that,
There's
snap.
holes in the wall or like
Holes.
hoops?
He made holes for the hawks to go through.
Oops.
A hole, like a small hole.
What did he make the hole from?
Styrofoam.
Oh, okay, makes sense.
It was okay. First of all, he was just teaching his hawk how to like maneuver through things. Thank you. And the hawk was like maneuvering through like these tiny little fucking tunnels. But the thing was, it was still flying and shooting through the goddamn tunnels. But it was really cool. That's my story on hawks.
So?
That's all I have, man.
So you saw a video of a hawk flying through holes. What else? What happened next?
It looked really cool. In slow
Okay.
motion.
You know what's funny?
What?
When you see people on YouTube teaching their parents how to say like shit and fuck and stuff.
Yeah. Dirty asshole! Dirty asshole! Fuck off! The guy's laughing.
You want to hear a story about? Want to hear a story about a supposed bird that's supposed to fucking recite what you say that my dad got?
Oh god.
Didn't do neither. It just squawked all fucking day. So my dad got this fucking bird from like some exotic place. It was like one of those, they're like the red birds. You know, they have like a little bit of
The African...
Oh, it's like a parrot.
The Muji bird.
Parakeet?
Oh yeah, the Muji. It is a Muji.
The Muji?
Muji bird.
The Mujo bird, look it up, it exists. The Mujo bird, my dad got it, and he's like, man, I love birds, because my dad's a liar. And he got the bird, and he got a fucking giant white cage, and literally the only thing it did was squawk like a fucking asshole.
Did he try to talk to it, or did he just expect it to start talking to it and have a whole vocabulary?
He tried talking to it. He's like, pretty birdie. He threw fucking bird food at its face.
Maybe the bird wasn't talking because he was fucking pelting his bird. After one day, his bird started singing because it wouldn't recite fucking Shakespeare to him.
Hold on, okay? I used to have a bird when I was a kid. I like birds, but this motherfucker was not a bird. It was an asshole. Okay, he would sit in the cage while I would do.
Birds are dicks.
I know this one was, but I've had nice birds before that would come down and swoop down and steal my spaghetti, and I laughed when I was a kid. I was fine with that. But this fucking bird,
Your house was cool.
Can you back it up in a spaghetti story? You know, I used to have birds who would swoop down and steal your spaghetti, and then you would laugh. Can you elaborate and delve into that a little bit?
5.
Five of them are terrible.
Oh,
you okay?
That sounds like a horribly repressed memory that I don't
There was all these birds. They like
Where?
my room. There's
Was
like
the spaghetti noodly or raw?
I would eat spaghetti and they would like fucking swoop down and pack.
You had 100 birds in your house stealing your spaghetti? Just what? They just flew around your house all day?
It's not important. What is important is the story about the bird in the cage.
This sounds like
Are
something
you
like a
remembering
schizophrenic person would say.
like a bad Ben Stiller movie? Or is this? Are you sure you're not mixing up your childhood with like a bad movie?
No, this actually
This
happened.
sounds terrifying, Corey.
My dad was a bird enthusiast, so we got a lot of birds at the house. And then
let's
they
do
were
this
exciting because they come down and like walk on your shoulder and shit in lines down your arm
Yeah.
and they land on you.
Oh,
These were the
great.
good birds. These were the good birds. that would
They
steal
were
spaghetti.
fucking squawking like this motherfucker who would just sit there. I'd look at it. I would look at it. I'd be like, shut up. And it'd be like,
Maybe you were squawking because you were telling to shut the staring. You were fucking staring at the eyes and telling to shut the
so what I would
Just
do,
from it.
you're supposed to put a fucking
space,
You're
Corey.
supposed to put a blanket over the bird, right?
But over the bird, I'm like, hey, what the hell are you doing,
The
man?
cage, whatever, the
You
cage.
fucking putting pillowcases on the bird and fucking
Shut up.
suffering you?
Okay, I put a pillowcase over the fucking bird. I fucking stuck it into a pillow and hit it over the wall. No, I put a fucking pillowcase over the cage.
Yeah.
And I went to sleep. I would like just fucking use it, and I went to bed and I just heard it go. For fucking like 20 minutes. You know how they're supposed to fall asleep because they.
I don't know. I've never had a bird.
You're supposed to put something over it to cover its eyes so it
Yeah.
thinks it's nighttime. Well, this
Yeah.
motherfucker was a bat because it never went to bed, and it would squawk and squawk and squawk. Eventually,
I hated your house.
well, eventually, I couldn't take care of the bird because every time my dad would be like, take care of the bird. I'd go in there and try and feed it. It would fucking peck my hand.
Oh my God.
And so I was terrified of it. So
Yeah.
it was like this fucking flea-ridden fucking bird.
Making hand gestures like it was a creepy praying mantis.
Why'd you do that, Corey? It's not a T-Rex.
So basically, I was terrified of it, and I was young. So, but the bird scared me, and I didn't know what to do, and it squawked all the time. And eventually, my dad sent it back to the exotic place.
You mean he killed it?
No, he sent it back to the exotic place.
Just for other places
Oh
that...
no, he freed it outside. He just let it go outside.
Yeah, so a dad got hit by an airplane or
Eaten
something.
by an eagle or
I just
some
found it
shit.
a bit fucking weird, people. Like, of all the pets you can have, you have a bird, but then you put it in this little cage.
No, it was a huge fucking cage.
Oh, you mean in
It was
general?
huge.
Yeah, just in general,
It was
yeah.
like, it was literally like
One of those.
It was
alright.
like 7 feet tall. It was a big fucking cage and had lots of room to move in. The only thing was it just squawked. It never actually talked.
I can see why you like bad comedies, because your childhood was.
What's that
kinda
like
like a
porn
sitcom
star
or something.
movie?
It was
Fucking
kinda like-
Born Bucky Larson.
Yeah.
Born to be a porn star.
Your favorite. Not as good as Premature.
Bucky
The
Larson.
best movie.
You fucking reviewed it like it was like a fucking savant.
I love that film.
So we had a house full of like 20 birds, okay? Alright, big deal.
Corey, this was over. You already ended it.
Just change it.
Because the bird went away, Corey. It died. It's a...
No, No. They actually all died except for one, and that one actually like
Well, they all
lived.
died anyway.
It lived like a few years extra, and it was
still
like
died.
it still came down and took my spaghetti while I ate, but it was an entertaining
I
bird.
still have no idea what the fuck that even means.
I just want to share. I want to have one question about animals and pets.
Yeah.
Back in, up until this point, everybody has a pet because it's kind of like a source of entertainment.
Yeah.
Do you think pets? I've always kind of thought pets are kind of slowly getting less and less popular.
I've always thought they were kind of a bad idea.
People are going to find better and newer things.
What do you mean?
I think
Entertainment. Basically, you get a dog or a cat to kind of like entertain yourself.
Overall, it just becomes like a companion that you pet once in a while.
But yeah,
People like anthropomorphize these things, like they imagine they have like all these feelings and they're upset, but they don't really think anything.
Everyone's buying pugs by the masses now because it's like the animal of now. And
It's like-
they really won't care about it in like 2 years.
It's like with the Shiba. Everyone bought a Shiba because of the fucking,
fucking
silly
corgi.
meme that wasn't funny.
I thought it was a corgi.
And then a lot of
Is it
people just
corgi?
abandon them.
Pugs' faces make me sick, dude. Looks like they were
they're-
smashed with a car.
Pugs are adorable. They're
not. They look gross.
Because they're technically a mutation.
They're not. They're inbred. They're inbred to do
You
that.
want to talk about a fucking animal that's
No.
probably one of the worst pets you could have?
Yeah.
A bird, what?
A pig.
I heard they're good pets.
Apparently, pigs are
Absolutely
intelligent.
not.
How would you
I am
know?
my friend had a pig, and she took care of it. She really liked the pig and stuff,
Yeah.
so she didn't treat it like shit. She was an angel to it. But here's the thing: when a pig becomes spoiled, its concept of crying is screaming bloody murder. So whenever it was like it's hungry, it would be like. It would just literally like.
That horrifies me.
That's
It
annoying.
would sound like you were ripping off its fucking leg, and you weren't. It was just like it's hungry, and then you give it to it. It's like because you give it food, and then when it would do that constantly. It was just I'd be sitting there,
Oh my God.
and then it would just go, and I'd be like, "Holy fucking shit, feed it!" or something, and
I would
it
get
had
tired
to go
of
to the
that
bathroom.
for a day.
And she's like, "Oh, it's adorable," and I'm like, "It's not. It's really
with
not."
cats or puppies, they're like a certain size, but pigs are fucking massive and they're all kind of
I know,
looking
but the thing
disgusting.
is, a pig is cute. You know, a piglet is adorable. But then when you get the piglet being
Yeah, it goes full
spoiled,
size.
let me tell you something. A pig squeal will fucking ruin your ears.
Zach.
Yes.
If you could have any animal as a pet, like ignore how dangerous or exotic they are. If you could just have an animal that would automatically be nice to you, what would it be?
Probably something really dangerous that
bear.
could assist me. Yeah, like a bear, like a wolf or something.
Mouse.
Yeah, dangerous mouse that can fucking bite
What
my neighbor's feet.
Bite through
It's like
paper?
nice.
Yeah.
But so a bear?
Yeah, like a bear or a wolf or something that could like,
Would
oh, that guy's on my
Chris.
yard. Send the bear out to go attack him.
Komodo dragon would be cool. They eat bones.
Oh,
They
man.
eat everything. They don't leave a
They're
trace.
kind of terrifying.
Yeah, they're cool.
How big are those fucking?
They're like 9
walking
feet
on
long, dude.
legs?
No, they don't walk on their hind legs.
That'd be horrifying.
That'd be like.
That's like
those
tiny
dinosaurs.
lizards, dude. That's not like a no.
You're thinking of the Jesus lizard
I
that
don't
runs
know.
across water.
That's Jesus.
I think I'm thinking of a Jurassic Park anime.
I would pick a unicorn so I could sell it for $1 billion.
That's a good
You
idea.
can sell the horn for $1 billion.
Yeah.
You can keep the horse.
You can just fuck
I need to prove. I need to show the dead body to prove that the horn came from it.
Jeff, what animal would you fuck if it was begging for it? If it was really asking for it?
If you were trapped on the
if you
earth.
stumbled in the woods and you saw the animal really put its ass out, what did you get fucked? What animal would that be?
Let me ask
Well,
Snake or
you know,
what if you went to a place and a snake was sticking its ass
I
out?
put a lot of thought into this, Zach. So I just
Had
can't
a gun to your
decide.
head, and they were saying you must fuck an animal.
That's
You
not
must fuck a
fair.
horny animal, but it wants to fuck you. It's not. You're not
Am I in the
with animal.
desert with the
Yeah, dude.
Yes.
The sun's
What
beating
if it's
down.
like you have to fuck any animal, but then they just
All you want is a glass of water.
But you choose the animal.
Real question. Noah's Ark comes back from town.
Corey, we haven't
Animals
finished.
start walking off. He's like, choose an animal.
Corey, we still need to fuck the animal first.
We have to fuck the animal, Corey. This is serious. We have to.
Alright, well, so is my fucking Noah Ark time
What animal would you fuck?
The fat women count? What?
Fat women?
Yeah.
That's not an animal.
Animals. What?
Yeah, they're animals. You keep them pigsties. You throw apples at them. You throw tomatoes at them.
I don't know. What do I say?
I know.
What's a pretty animal?
A cat. I would fuck a cat for real. If you want to be a fucking like, cause sometimes our cat puts sesame in it. Like, oh, you want it?
It's gonna rupture its insides. If you
Not my dick. If you've seen this,
It's gonna go
the cat will be fine.
Zach has a bare
Let me tell you
Yes,
something.
it's twisted like a.
Let me be
like a
fucking
white
frank.
cake. So, Corey, recently you shaved your head.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I can tell you about the experience. If somebody's ever had a long thing of hair and you go to like a professional to shave your hair.
Yeah.
I shaved my hair because Chris and everyone. No, you never fucking said it.
I did too. I did it. And
Basically, in order to be a part of Sleep Academy, you have to shave your head. Okay, I'm sorry, that's the requirements.
This is starting to bother me because you guys are all with Sleepy Cabin, all of a sudden you all shaved heads.
Yeah.
I'm like, and you guys are like, you're asking
Stamper,
me.
Chris, myself, and Corey have all shaved heads.
Alright,
And you fucking fuckers are trying to peer pressure me into doing it. And I'm like,
these are the rules.
I'm not gonna give off the impression this place is filled with fucking skinheads. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna keep my hair.
Why are you blue-eyed?
Man, I did it for the team, so we could all maintain that impression of like a bunch of fucking Nazis.
So here's the thing. Everyone shaved their head, and I had like a fucking lion's mane, and I'm like, I cannot stand having this rug on my fucking head anymore. So I went in and shaved it. Let me tell you something. I never shaved my head before for as long as I've been. When I was a kid, I used to get like buzz cuts, but I was young. I didn't give a shit. I went to a professional to do it. I never did it myself.
Yeah.
After shaving for like 5 minutes and looking like a pedophile, eventually you will start to actually.
Did you kind of fuck with it, like shave the top of your head so like you were balding?
Dude, I
love the sides out, just like if you're a dirty person.
I made different faces.
So I could take a peek in the future.
I tucked my balls into my legs. I was completely naked because I had to make sure the feeling was right. And I shaved my head, and eventually when it was all shaved off, I still had like bits and pieces and looked like an asshole. But I did it, and let me tell you something. The first time you do it, it's just like when you have a lump sum of hair fall down, it is fucking terrifying, but the feeling of shaving your head is amazing when
it's
you do it
very
by
freeing
yourself.
because then you have the option now. Now it's like, well, I shaved my head, I can do it again later, or I cannot do it, but I know what it's like now.
I did it because I had a bald spot coming in. I wanted to see.
Yeah, there's two reasons people shave their head. It's because either they're fucking balding, or it's because they just want to shave their head and they want to,
At the time, I really didn't have a lot of money, and I didn't feel like spending like $30, so...
We all tell our father story.
Yes, my dad has an Ace Ventura Pet Detective haircut. He used to really show it off, like he was like that cool guy.
Like a pompadour, is that what it's called?
I don't even know, but my dad was a nerd in that regard. He would like drive his car around and profession, but basically,
basically
what he does.
My dad would fucking act like Ace Ventura any chance he got. He would wear a Hawaiian shirt. When he parked his car, he'd be like and he would quote Ace Ventura like it was his fucking Bible. At the time, I was like 18 to 20, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, I didn't care. When I was young, we used to clap and laugh, but when you grow up, eventually you start, like, and my dad used to. This is gonna go into another tangent.
Good luck, good for God.
I like dad stories.
One story.
What dad story?
Alright, this is my real dad story. Fuck Corey. This is my real one. Actually,
you lost your turn, Corey. Or you forfeit.
You lost your privileges.
I forfeit my dad's story.
My dad's story is...
What the fuck? It was my turn.
What's my dad?
Chris.
My dad's story's cool. My dad owns stores in Wexford Town in Ireland.
Okay.
And
candy stores.
Yeah, he sells sweets and toiletries.
Okay.
And shitty mirrors. But anyways, one time I was up in his office, and that's right next to where he kept all the like sweets in storage.
Yeah.
And there was Chewits, and I was like, Dad, can I have some Chewits?
What are some Chewits? What are Chewits?
Oh, Chewits are like gummy sweets, and they're like,
What can you relate those to?
So alien.
They're just so chewy.
Chewits.
Chewy as fuck, right? Anyways.
Wait, like
is it just one brand of candy?
Yeah.
Is it like
Skittles?
Like the whole store is filled with just one.
Or is it like Laffy Taffy?
It's like Taffy, yeah.
Okay, Laffy Taffy's Taffy.
Right. Anyways,
alright.
I was like, can I have some Chewits? But I was like, okay. And then I grabbed like 50 packets of them. And they come in little squares and little wrappers. And I took them all out of the wrappers and rolled them into this huge big fucking ball. And because I was up in the storage, it was really dusty. And I was like, look, Dad. I took a big bite out of it. My dad screamed and slammed it down on his desk and threw it in the bin. He was really mad.
Well, I would have been upset.
It was funny though.
You ate all these Chewits.
I did. I rolled them all up into a big dusty ball.
For some reason, I was like thinking you were gonna say like he had a little pinhole in his wall he spied on. I went up to his office and I saw a little hole in the wall.
You were breathing, you're like, Dad, you saw the...
I thought I was doing God's work, rolling up a huge ball of Chewits.
That's what Jesus did. He rolled up Chewits and showed everybody, and they fucking screamed it right away. That's basically how the Bible is.
Tell me your dad's story.
Death is his fatherly story.
No, my dad has all these stories about how I was kind of afraid to know him as a kid. He'd tell me about how he'd always be outrunning cops in his Corvette.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and I don't know. He was kind of scary sounding. I don't know. I'm like, why were you such like a vigilante, or like why are you such a delinquent? And he's like, I don't know. He's like, yeah, my parents made me go into the. He told me about how he went into the Marines, and he learned how to fight with how to disarm people who had knives and all that stuff. But I'm trying to think of an actual story.
My dad actually did that.
What?
My dad actually went to the Marines, and he was like studying to be a chef at one point, but he also was like learning how to self-defense and stuff, and he learned how to
learning how to be a chef and fight with knives at the same time.
He was also a gourmet chef.
Kill it.
This, I think you watched.
Too many video games.
No.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, what's that movie with Steven Seagal? You watched Under Siege. This is not your dad. You watched Under Siege.
What the fuck is Under Siege?
You're saying your dad is...
He was a military chef. And he fought terrorists.
My dad is not a chef. He can't even make a steak. There, so.
Can your dad do backflips?
Yeah.
My dad's story is I went to McDonald's when I was a baby boy.
Your fucking story is made up and stupid.
This is true. This is actually true. I went to McDonald's when I was a baby boy.
McDonald's
When I was a baby
McDonald's.
boy. And I was in a ball pit.
Yeah.
My old man sitting there throwing balls at me, playing with me. And some big buff dude runs in. Says, is that your ugly boy there? Is that your Uggo son of yours?
Uggo?
He pointed at me and said, Uggo right there.
That's cool, dude.
And my dad said, what the fuck did you say, you freaking dumb crap? And the guy goes, what did you say to me? My dad does a backflip. The guy goes, the guy goes, you could do a backflip? I'm out, walks away.
Jeez, dude.
My dad gives me a big kiss, and we went home.
My dad.
So my dad saved me that day. It turned out the guy had a big baseball bat in his car. He was killing people around the city, just beating people. He said, the cop said, if he would go approach people, if people couldn't do backflips to impress him. Let's talk about goblins for a second.
Alright, this is a topic that me and fucking Zach have been arguing about, and we've been wanting this to be settled, okay? My opinion of goblins are they are about the same size as a midget, and Zach is convinced that they are larger than midgets, and I would like to hear your explanation on that.
Look,
first of all, I heard Chris said that how tall are they?
I would assume they're like 4 foot.
Exactly.
I said personal opinion. You said 2 feet.
I did not say 2 feet.
Corey.
Who the fuck is as big as a shoebox?
Corey,
I don't need a goddamn
Corey held up bigger.
First of all, these are goblins.
Guys,
Clearly this is a goblin size.
I know this is a serious topic, but be civil, okay? Goblins.
Let me
I'll be civil. Corey's fucking wrong.
Yes.
I still remember on Zach's tangent about a crazy goblin.
It wasn't crazy. Here's the situation I give Corey. You bullshit. I said, Corey, you're walking down the street to go get a hamburger or whatever the fuck, and you see a terrifying goblin illuminated in the street light at nighttime with a big club, and it goes, oh, and starts charging you.
Was my response.
And then Corey said, how tall is the goblin? And I said, how tall do you think it is? And he said, 1 inch tall.
No, I didn't.
And I said,
I wasn't like, okay, I'm not doing the scale of Zach's penis. Okay, I was doing.
That's 1 foot. That is 1 foot. Talk about not that.
I like how you guys all said, oh.
But listen, a goblin can be interpreted as any size.
Here's what I said. Here's what I fucking said. I said, what, a small midget? A small midget running with the pitchforks at me?
Can't say
goblins
midget.
don't exist.
Can't say midget.
Guess what? Dungeons and Dragons is only in fairy tales.
Just say filthy little person.
Say filthy, disgusting gremlin.
Despite their size, don't you think they'd be kind of intimidating at that size?
Even if he had a pitchfork.
And Corey, no, you keep going back to the pitchfork. I think a big billy club is much
Fucking
scarier
a
than
little tiny goblin's never going to carry a club.
Let's say he was ripped. Like, I would imagine them being
A ripped goblin.
Like how
4 foot
apes
ripped
have
goblin.
natural muscles on them.
Retard strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, retard
Like he's a huge beer guy, but he can run really fast, and he has like a fashioned like iron pitchfork.
Okay, why do you keep going?
I would leave the vicinity, but the
Does
point
does a goblin have a club or a
wouldn't even
pitchfork?
leave the
Yes, it's
vicinity.
fucking club. I say club, these guys say pitchfork.
Or a dagger.
Alright, first of all,
Daggers are
I've
scary.
said this.
A huge thing you can
First of
nail,
all,
yeah.
I have
scary
said
when
this
it's deep in your
numerous
heart.
times. The point of the thing is to discuss the size of goblins. This is the debate of the century.
doesn't even-
Goblins are the size of midgets.
I think I would run.
How tall is a midget though?
Around 4 to 5 feet tall.
Oh, man, say 5 feet, you real shit,
That's
5
not
feet.
true. Midgets are like 3 4.
You think midgets are like 5 feet tall?
Wait, what's
Definitely
bigger, a
shorter
midget
than
or a
5
dwarf?
feet.
I know dwarfs are fucking uglier.
Oh my god.
Alright, when there's midgets, there's small people, they're little arms. We're dealing with goblins, alright? They got big fucking ears. That adds. You stretch the ear up here.
The
4
ear.
feet.
That's a rabbit, Corey.
4 feet.
What the
if you
fuck kind
stretch
of goblin?
ears and bend them up 4 feet big.
What the fuck kind of goblin you see?
Ear does not count towards size.
Yeah, we're talking from top of the head.
That's like saying a fucking tiny alien with a huge antenna counts as 6 feet tall.
It does.
It does not.
Where's your?
That doesn't
who
count.
says?
That doesn't
The top
count.
of
No,
his
it's up in the
skull.
head.
Let
It's
me
the
tell
top of
you
the
something.
skeleton.
A goblin is 4 to 5 feet tall.
5 feet's way too tall. I've said they were big. 5 feet's too tall.
Bullshit.
No.
For a
Have you ever played?
Oh,
have
wait,
you
goblin.
ever
For a
played
goblin?
a game with a goblin in it?
Yeah,
Guess what?
Oblivion.
Goblins are slightly tall.
Yeah, they're like 5 feet. But in Harry Potter universe, they're like 1 feet.
So what are your thoughts on aliens? Like
Well,
spooky gray
You ever
aliens?
seen an alien?
I've heard, I know I've never seen Alien, but I've heard from various sources that believe in aliens, there are actually 12 alien.
12 different species.
Yes.
I know there's the
and
big-
the Galactic Council.
I have a question.
The species.
I'm actually being serious.
Yes.
Is a reptilian considered an alien?
Yes,
They're-
they think they're the sexy
I've heard
girls.
there are reptilians that actually live underground.
They're the big angel ones.
Have you
The
ever
gray-
seen a video of? No. Have you ever seen a video of our president?
Corey!
Our president. Right. This is
That
important.
blinks, yes, and it's yes.
Yes, he's a reptile.
240p video, terrible quality, and then he transforms.
Because that's what aliens do. They blink while they're giving a
See,
national.
if I was a reptilian who controlled the media and the earth, the first thing I would do is reveal myself on national television.
Exactly. In a 240p quality video, I might
Of
add.
course, but
So,
the other
the 12
aliens,
types of
there's
aliens.
the gray aliens.
Yes.
The greens.
There are
grays are
there are
aliens.
apparently gigantic, like hairy, I think like bat aliens.
Sasquatch.
They're very large.
Wow.
I know there's big white ones.
I
don't know what the rest are.
Too.
What about the spaghetti aliens?
Those are those kind.
The spaghetti aliens.
You don't deal with those.
Apparently there's jellyfish that circle the earth.
Oh,
in space.
Christ almighty, don't even...
It's true.
Dude, that's a real alien.
I swear to gosh, I saw a UFO when I was younger.
Oh, no, you didn't.
I did.
You saw an unidentified flying object.
No, but you don't understand.
You saw an unidentified object.
I swear, it was a fucking neon green spaceship.
Do you recall when we were driving outside of our house and I said, look up, it was like very foggy.
Yeah.
And it looked
It
like,
wasn't that.
Jeff, you can, like, if you look at airplanes, they can look completely different the way the night is. Like, one night it was very foggy outside.
Right.
If you see Watchmen, right? The huge night owl spaceship, like, ship.
Yeah.
It looked, an
did look like that.
airplane looked exactly like that because the way the fog was there.
But I'm not talking about
Yeah,
that.
like the
So I'm
the
saying,
lights will.
yeah, the lights could play tricks on you.
talking about that.
You didn't see. I
did. I was staying at my friend Helmut
You're saying it's an alien. You're saying it's a space alien.
I look like a space alien ship.
Why would a space alien be flying around our
Here's the thing,
atmosphere?
though.
I don't know.
Here's the thing, though. I was walking with Zach, and we were looking up at the air, and we saw an airplane, and it's like,
Yeah.
that actually looks like it is 20 feet close to
I
us.
said this before. We've talked about this.
20 feet.
It looked very close. I swear to God, it looked 20 feet.
Not quite. I mean,
Like, I could
That's
reach up and
lower
grab
than
it.
the roof of
Dude,
your
I swear to
house.
God, I
200
was
feet.
sleeping on his floor in his apartment. I looked up into the sky, and there was this fucking weird.
What'd it do?
You could
It just it flew by really slowly.
Okay.
like a
Let me look.
No, it was not far away. I swear to God, to my vision, it was fucking huge, right? And it looked
Yeah.
really close to the apartment, and it was like bright green.
Oh.
I swear to God.
What's more likely that you misidentified something, or that a space alien from a different, completely
I'm not
evolved-
saying no. I'm saying I
completely
saw a
evolved
UFO.
section
I'm
of the
saying I
universe
saw a UFO that
flew
looked like a
above your friend's house, or that you
motherfucker.
misidentified
I
something.
said it's a UFO that looked just like a spaceship. I'm not saying it was a spaceship.
But when you say spaceship, it adds so much
It looked
stuff to
dude,
it.
I swear, it looked like a fucking.
But how would you know what a spaceship looks like? You have to know.
It didn't look like it was from this earth.
Guys,
How can you say that if you've never seen something from that's not from this earth?
Exactly, it was alien.
You don't know that if you've never seen something that's alien.
Zach.
It's an
You were there that
unidentified
is
flying
your friendship
object.
over now? Is this the
What?
breaking point?
I've said you did not see the space alien.
Yeah, more than likely not, but it looked like one. That's what I'm saying.
I'm saying you did space alien.
Here's something. This is actually hold on. This is actually like physical evidence that sometimes different chemicals from outside outer space come in and it actually creates different.
I'm just trying to think of the mind.
No, it's like
Zach.
no, it's like when different rocks.
God doesn't exist. How do you explain the sunset?
I have a question. All right.
6 days, all right. 6 C's of creationism, cataclysm, catastrophe,
Talking about
What?
killing,
What?
sin,
Anyways,
forgetfulness.
I have a question.
Wait, more alien talk.
I have a all right. hypothetically, let's say the alien is flying around up in the sky.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
What is it doing? Why is it here? Why does it land?
Is he Google mapping the...
You had access to it.
It is less stealthy than U.S. technology. Are you fucking kidding me?
If you had access to a spaceship, you would fly right to Mars and take a look
I
around.
would fly the fuck away from Earth.
What would you do
in the atmosphere?
if you were an alien?
If you would.
Zach, if you were an alien and you went to planet Earth, right?
I would land in somebody's house and kill them.
Oh my god.
Smash through the roof and kill everybody. So that's fly away.
You would. You died.
What if you met him?
Toon Disney show, great show. You should fucking watch it.
All I know is Christopher Lloyd played the alien.
I'll tell you a true story about an alien that they have a lot of evidence for. Basically, there was a kid in like the 80s, right?
Yeah.
And this is him telling the story. Basically, he saw this very large silver spaceship. He got in and he disappeared for like 10 years. No.
Oh, okay.
No, he disappeared for 10 years. He came back, he was the same age, but his family and everybody else were like 10 years older. And he was telling the story about how on the ship, there were all sorts of... The ship actually went around different planets.
That's the fucking movie. I've seen that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've seen that movie. That's the Flight of...
This is not Flight of the Navigator. It is!
Okay, can I...
Fine, ruin it.
The only story I ever heard that I actually believed was in the 70s, an alien...
I was like, wait a second. That movie was burning.
You guys don't watch any fucking movies.
This Flight of the Navigator, like Pee Wee Herman is like the main fucking like eyeball. It's like
Is it Pee Wee Herman?
He's all like, I'm going to change my voice system to suit you better. And he's like, nah! And the kid's like, you said fucking stupid, stop it.
That was a good movie, anyway.
I actually like
Jeff,
that movie a lot.
what would your thoughts be if you woke up and there was a gray alien at the edge of your bed, looking at his lips? What would you do?
I'd be scared as shit.
What if it said, Jeff, I'm gonna take that. You're my favorite.
Like, thank you. He's too scared to move.
Let's fucking push into the door frame and close the door. That's
I would not
realistic scenario.
Realistic.
Jesus is standing in front of the corner of your room, screaming loudly.
You know, if that happened, nobody would say, you're Jesus, you're a scary predator who dressed like Jesus.
Corey, why the fuck is Jesus screaming? I don't think Jesus ever
Loudly in the middle of a corner.
What is he screaming?
He's trying to get your attention.
Don't fucking do it.
Is he glowing? Is he glowing like light?
Corey, if Jesus just walked into her bed, like, well, he doesn't have to scream and fucking terrify me to get my attention.
Is he wearing clothes?
Corey.
Yeah, he's wearing his tarp or whatever.
His fucking smelly old robe.
What if you were sleeping and Zach came into your room, and you know like how the door is half open, but there's a shadow behind the
see
door.
my silhouette.
You can't see, but Jack's like, Jesus is standing there in that shadow. What would you do?
I'd be like, yeah, bullshit.
What if he said, I love Jesus?
I'd be like, you better start turning shit to lines. I don't believe you.
I
would. I'd be like, if you were Jesus, hold on. I'd be like, if you were Jesus H. Christ, I would say you have to tell me.
Jesus H.
What does H stand for? Fucking Geraldo? What the hell are you talking about, Jesus?
Are you Jesus H. Christ?
Oh, that's a different guy, sorry.
He's like, H is like spelled A-I-C-H.
H, yeah.
So if he's like, listen, alright, I'll prove it, but I'm only gonna do one thing.
What if he's like, I'll prove it. He pulls up his dick and there's a nail through it. What do you think? There's a huge nail pierced through his
I'm like, that's not evidence. Turn my beer into wine.
What if Jesus turned your leprosy into wine?
What if he turns your piss into wine?
What if he just like, look, I'll blow you, and I'll give you the best blowjob ever, and I'll prove it.
Jesus wouldn't do that to me.
He's like, yeah, you're a faggot, dude. You know Jesus blow
This is all
you?
offensive anyway. It's offensive.
He's like, Jesus, what's wrong with Jesus blow you?
I'm not tolerating
You gotta be tolerable.
This wasn't bad at all.
Alright, so Jesus comes in, okay, Jesus walks into your room with a fucking plate full of crackers. He's like, you gotta come to my ceremony this Sunday. There's a guy gonna be talking about my story.
Ritz crackers, fucking sandwich crackers. You're like, dude, these suck. And he's like, yes, I had, asshole. I thought these were my cabinet. Fuck you, dude. That's your problem.
What if you could only find the ones that had like the filling in them?
He had the stale Italian bread and the Ritz crackers and the jelly and jam. He fucking comes into your room. He like
with fucking dead
smacks him aside. He's like, wake up, idiot! You gotta go to Sunday church. You go to church. You wait for the guy to come out and tell stuff. He's like, I already read this in the fucking Bible. You leave.
All right, one last question.
You go to IHOP. You have a terrible experience.
You take him to IHOP.
Yeah.
What would he order, Corey?
What do you order?
He would order everything.
Jesus would totally complain about everything.
He would be like, wow, this place is awfully...
This doesn't taste enough like sand.
This is a crackers. Yeah, nothing's crackers. Fucking chill out. Dude. Get some fish or something.
He would come in, he'd be like,
do you guys have any, like, fish? No, just get pancakes, you fucking asshole.
They do have fish and chips. He'd be like, we have fish and chips.
Yeah, but he'd want like a dead fish.
He's like, I want full fish.
He turned one of the black waitresses into wine.
He turned white, like, I think she'd scream.
Oh my god. But Jesus is black.
Wait, he's Arabian?
Are you terrified, Corey?
If Jesus came into my room, bag full of crackers, the usual, I would be like, listen, okay, like,
Corey, what if Jesus walked in and he was like, you were animated, he was behind your ear fucking like eating crackers and chewing your ear. He was like, dude, could you fucking get out of my ear? What are you doing? Fucking getting crumbs all over your Cintiq, what would you do?
I'd fucking be like, dude, this is like
He
$1,000.
fucking walks over and starts sipping soda, fucking spills over. What'd you do?
I'd be like, hey, use your fucking sage powers.
Like, fucking chill out, dude. Don't worry about it.
You politely ask him to magically fix everything.
Yeah, I'd be like, please, you have spilled fucking soda on my Cintiq.
Like,
Please
dude,
take precautions.
I'm a magic. I'm not rich. What's your fucking buy another one?
Do you think Jesus was circumcised?
Yeah, he was cut.
Why though?
What do you mean, why?
Because he was made in God's image.
He's... Alright,
It's true.
But if he was circumcised, do you think they kept his little tiny foreskin and like put in a...
Some guy wears a hat.
Preserve
Someone wears as a ring.
A cock ring.
Alright, here's the thing. If you circumcised Jesus, you would want to keep that in like some sort of container.
You
that
wore it
you
as a
see.
ring, you'd stay alive forever.
What if that was like Super Saiyan level 2 for Jesus? Like Jesus had like a leg.
Everyone would try and get
His
Jesus'
dick was
foreskin.
auto.
It's like the Holy Grail. Yeah, it's like Holy Grail Jesus'
Yeah,
foreskin.
it's like Lord of the Rings 2.0.
Like instead of his
You have-
eyebrows disappearing, his foreskin disappeared, and then it comes back at the next
If
level.
you wear Jesus'
He turns
foreskin,
into a huge
it gives
Middle
you
Eastern
Jesus'
ape.
powers. You get half of Jesus' powers for a day. Okay?
What would you do if you had Jesus' powers? Would you just fuck with people?
What are his powers?
You can walk around
Turn
like water, I
wine,
guess.
he
Hair turns
fixes
yellow.
sins.
He eats crackers.
You can throw goblins really fast.
He can shoot Kamehamehas, like Jesus.
You think
Jesus
he
is-
could? Think God would give him those
You
powers?
see, Jesus is kind of egotistical, so he
What
would
if
call all
that's
his
how-
powers.
He'd be way too overpowered like Superman. Nobody'd like it if he could do it.
Yeah, like
What if that's how Moses split the Red Sea? Like he actually shot a Kamehameha.
so he had the foreskin ring of Jesus to fucking split the water.
Sure.
Do you
I guess that makes
think
sense.
Joseph ever spread Mary's period or the Red Sea?
I see that baby water split.
Get that shit out of here! It's still there.
We're talking about period, but if we did that's just like the spread her pussy.
Purposes. Like, don't use your hands. Use your
Dude, you turned it into a rape joke. I was talking about consent.
Oh, stop is good.
You know,
Because it rips her pussy in half and tears her skin.
Oh,
it must have been really awesome to be alive 2,000 years ago.
Yeah, you
fucking
fucking
live
shit
to be
like that.
15 and you get
stale bread and fucking get like what? Like chicken pox?
You fucking eat steaks and you die. That's your life. That's what you look
Are we
for.
having sticks again? Yeah.
Yeah. Cooked? No, just raw sticks.
To have leprosy.
Leprosy?
Yeah.
It would suck to be like
Like
cancer.
rotting alive.
Have you ever seen what
shit, are you
syphilis does if you don't want to treat it?
What is leprosy? Like I always
you
thought
fall
leprosy.
apart.
I thought leprosy was like a type of like like seizure. Leprosy.
No.
It makes your skin fall off.
Yeah, it's like you're kind of rotting in a way. I have to look up the exact. I apologize if this isn't the correct.
Someone's gonna be like,
Definition, but you're-
some lepers out there is gonna be tightening his
I
elbows.
imagine you smell really bad and your skin is rotting. That's
Are
how
you
I-
serious?
Have you ever seen what syphilis does if you don't want to treat
What do
it?
we do?
It fucking turns you into a walking skeleton. I'm not
Have
kidding.
you heard of crocodile?
Syphilis.
Oh, it turns your skin
Chris,
to like
It's an
crocodile.
STD.
No, Chris, have you heard of this
How's that happen?
crocodile?
You pee in the ground.
Have you heard of crocodile?
That's a fucking Pokemon.
What's the Russian?
Crocodile is a type
Oh,
of
crocodile the drug.
Yeah, there's a Russian.
Oh, that, yeah.
You do it, and there's pictures of these people with their fucking entire legs melted off, just
What?
completely melted.
They're basically
hold on.
injecting like pipe cleaner and shit.
Yeah, but their fucking skin just melts off completely.
Why do they do it? It has to be worth it. Everyone has to do
It's
crocodile.
gotta feel good.
Yeah.
Alright, if the Russians are doing it, you know it's gotta be like.
Gotta be good.
They're like they see their actual bone. And
Are you
they're like-
serious?
and
What
they
is
do
it?
again.
No, like,
What is it? Are they injecting poison into their fucking
Pretty much,
blood?
dude, but it gives them a high. It gives them
Yeah,
a
it's
high.
like it's like
That's
cleaner
like-
and shit.
that's like-
It's really bad.
It's like a high. It's like, hey, check it out. My hand's fucking like turning into that fucking guy.
You guys
into their gooch.
Dude, have you guys ever dealt with people who? Have you guys ever dealt?
I know, they're gooch rots.
Have you guys ever dealt with people who act more high or drunk than they actually are?
I hate that shit. You know what? The people that have never actually been high, their examples of being drunk or high are like these most fucking mundane.
It's whenever they ride a hike up, it's like, whoa man, look at the chair. It's like that's not what people.
Yeah, when people are high, I guarantee you're not fucking like hallucinating.
Are you guys mad about that one YouTube video?
No.
That guy's just an asshole.
I haven't seen that.
But I was talking about this earlier. I can't.
No, just in general, like when someone's like, oh, man, when I'm high. Fucking dancing elephants. Like you don't see dancing elephants unless you're tripping.
Is that what you said? You said you've seen a bunch of stuff.
No, when I'm high,
Corey.
there's a huge difference. Okay? I can tell you the experience of being high. You don't see fucking dancing elephants and magic mushrooms popping out. What you see is like what you would see if you were really paranoid. Like when I did like really shitty weed, I got super paranoid and I started like thinking like people were telling me like
it's thoughts. It's
like it's overthinking. Like you think like people are watching you when they're not. It's just like that kind of hallucination. Like this one time, I'll give you a story. This one time we got high before we went to this concert and I got a beer, like a normal beer. I ordered it. And this woman, I gave her my card because I guess you're supposed to do that or something.
To pay for it, right?
But I didn't understand what she was asking. She was like, I'm going to keep this. And I'm like, can I have it back? She's like, no. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean no? She's like, you can have it back when it's over. And I'm like, what's over? She's like, the concert. I'm like, can I have it back? Like, can I just, because I was really uncomfortable already because it's like, you know, shitty weed makes you really uncomfortable.
Wait, so what card was it? Was it your credit card?
Basically, essentially, you have these weird situations where you have these miniature. It's not like where you start seeing fucking dancing worms and bugs coming out of your hand. It's just like basic hallucinations to a point where I was drinking alcohol and when I looked at it again, it was completely full. It never went down when I drank it. I would drink it and it would still be full. And so because of that, I kind of got freaked out because I felt like I was in a time lapse.
I also can't stand how people write drunk characters. I talked about this earlier. I can't stand when people they write a drunk character and all they fucking do is they have the guy like walk into the house and be like, I'll have number 5 or whatever. It's like, that's not funny, dude. Stop. No drunk person has ever fucking thought they were in a fast food place when they weren't.
Usually
that's not what drunk people do, dude.
Yeah.
You don't hallucinate and think you're in a fast food restaurant.
Are you sure?
I guess. I mean, when you smoke one toke of the weed, you see Bill Clinton crawling out of your ass. I don't know what these people are.
All he does is make you tired and
exactly.
a tiny bit happy.
It makes you tired, and if you're really already paranoid, it makes you super paranoid. I guess whenever I was smoking weed, I was probably in a bad situation because I was also drunk.
Oh yeah.
Smoking weed when you're drunk only makes you think about your heart beating fast, so it's.
I think the worst thing weed does is make you laugh at stuff that's not funny whatsoever.
That's true. It also destroys your sense of humor.
One time, I think the last time I got high, I did the pot brownies, and I watched Lord of the Rings, and I had. You've heard.
I know this.
I swear to God, I thought it was the funniest thing I ever thought of. I thought, what if they reshot all of Lord of the Rings, but called Gandalf Gumbledorf? And that was the only, like, every character called him Gumbledorf, and that was the only difference. And I was crying with laughter. And I wrote it down, I got so I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I was like, well, it sucks.
Weed stinks.
Yeah, man.
Every time I've done weed, it either makes me into a sack of shit or it makes me want to cry into a pillow.
What's really disappointing is when everybody says, no, dude, when I'm high,
when I smoke weed, in a sense, it's just, I get fucking tired. And now in the sense where I'm not super paranoid anymore, when I smoke it, I'm just like, man, I'm fucking tired.
Yeah.
But before, I used to be paranoid because when you're driving in a car with someone who's smoking weed, you already feel uncomfortable. And then when they pass it to you and you do it, you're just like, all right, now I'm going to be fucked. Like, you just think the worst. So every time you see a cop car, you think sirens are going off. It's just, it's a horrible experience. If you're going to be doing weed, do it in a legal place.
If you're gonna inject marijuana,
do it responsibly. Don't fucking go out and explore the world while you're fucking smoking weed. Jeff, and don't drink alcohol and smoke weed.
Jeff, are you insulted when people say, hey Jeff, that's a really funny cartoon, you must have been wasted or high when you got that?
Yeah.
Have you gotten that before?
Yes, there's this misconception that we are the craziest fucking people on the planet.
Oh yeah, people
that's another thing.
We could talk
about that.
people go, oh, you guys must be crazy in the studio, and when you live together, you must be bouncing off the walls.
That's a good topic.
I wake up, I go to Wawa, I get a hoagie, and
let me explain something. People think because
8 hours.
Because we're wacky, we do wacky cartoons, we make silly things, that we're super psychic and fucking
psycho.
Super psycho, crazy, wacky. We're not. We all work 24/7 all fucking day, and we're incredibly boring. If you think we're fun to hang out with, we might go out to a bar.
Every horrifying, crazy, scary thought that we have funnels into our videos. So that you're just getting our therapy, basically.
Every single person that visits us is horrified at how boring everybody is. Disappointed.
Let me tell you something.
Because you ignore them. Crazy. It's like, no, you're going to sit on the couch and watch Netflix.
If you think you're going to meet like any of us and be like, wow, you guys are probably like so wacky around each other, actually,
we're not fun.
We're horribly boring.
We're not friendly to
hang out.
Hey, I'm friendly. If you see us, you don't have to come up to us and say like, hey, faggot, or like grab us and shake us. You can just shake our hand.
Just shake our hand. Just shake our hand.
I actually,
shake our hand and leave.
I get honestly a little uncomfortable when
don't shake Jeff's hand. Shake Chris's hand.
Don't even look me in the eye. I don't want to.
Boy, Jeff sits by himself for reasons.
So just shake our hands and leave. And speaking of leaving, we're gonna head out. We appreciate you guys for listening.
I'm Spaz Kid.
I'm Woody.
Psychic Pebbles.
Jeff.
And that's it. This is good night.
There's a world as tangible as our own, impossible to see yet unavoidable to sense. A world enveloped by a seemingly unending ocean of forests. Buried deep in that forest, tucked away neatly within a blanket of twilight, lies a quaint little cabin. And in that cabin
is a bunch of guys who's bunch bullshit.
Welcome to Sleepycast, home of the Sleepycast. Today I'm with Chris Oni, Zach, Psychic Pebbles, Jeff, Johnny Utah, Corey, Spaz Kid, and myself, Stamper TV. And today's topic is Zach's anus.
Now it's big, it's open, my dad looks inside of it sometimes. Now what else is to say about it?
I mean, is it prolapsed?
Is it prolapsed? That's the question of the day.
Let's talk about that.
Can we talk about rosebuds?
Let's talk about rosebuds.
No, let's not talk about rosebuds.
That's an important conversation.
Let's talk about what we did last week. Okay, last week
I prolapsed my ass.
Yeah.
we prolapsed
rosebuds?
Last week we all traveled forward into the future and we learned a lot of things and we're reporting back to you to tell you all the shit we learned. I'll go first.
Yes.
I had to explain to a kid what a book was. He was like, what the fuck is that? Well, it's the thing that you flip through the pages. And he was like a website? And I was like, no. Not like a fucking website with pages, like a thing that you hold in your hand.
What year was that?
What year was that? Are you in the 80s?
That was 2015. That was 2015. That was next year.
There's still books around.
I was telling a kid about what a dustbuster was.
A dustbuster.
Yeah, and
a dust jacket, too.
Just a duster, yeah.
I was teaching kids about.
I taught kids how to kiss on the mouth.
You all taught kids in the future?
Yeah, it was.
We went to a playground.
Yeah, we went to a playground.
And the first thing Zach did was teach kids how to kiss on the mouth.
Yeah, that wasn't the future. That was today, my friend. You don't need the future to experiment.
Oh, so we were just making out with kids? It wasn't.
Yeah, no, I said it was the future, so you do it. You
Oh no!
I was on the sideline just watching and sort of.
I had my camera.
You were laughing with your big erections in your pants, Corey.
Yeah, Corey thought he was going to be out in the future, but he was just beating off down the street at the school.
In reality,
that's an excuse.
In reality, all I said was, we're going back to the future. Woo! And they all thought they were in the future. It was ridiculous. And they all started fucking kids. It was crazy.
They came along with us.
I told the cops that we're in the future. You wouldn't shoot time traveler, would you? And they all bailed. Fucking idiots. First topic of the day.
Okay.
Night terrors or nightmares or sleep paralysis. All spooky.
It's true.
I had sleep paralysis.
What did it...
Explain your situation.
I was in college and I was in a room with my roommate, Paul, and I was falling asleep, but I was lying on my back, and you're not supposed to... What?
Paul hot?
Did he have sexy lips?
What if he's listening right now?
He was definitely someone you would fuck.
What was
Did he like grabbed you and made you fuck?
Did he have a
What was his positive qualities?
He's really funny,
Okay.
and he's really beautiful.
That's a good quality.
So he was hot.
Anyways, listen, this is important.
Wait, what kind of hot? Like,
If he kissed you on the cheek, would you blush?
what kind of hot? Like a hot stove? Or
Yeah, hot body.
hot girl?
What? Shut up, Corey.
Listen, long story short, I was in college in the room with Paul. He was asleep next to me, and I was lying on your back. And you're not supposed to lie on your back because that's what causes sleep paralysis. Because your mind goes into a state where it's like, I'm falling asleep, except your body falls asleep, but your mind might stay awake, and that's what sleep paralysis is, because your brain shut your body down, but you're still awake, but you can dream, and that's what also happens. So I was lying in bed staring at the roof, and then the whole room turned into a fucking airplane, and I was on a cabin, and it was as real as can be. And then I looked at the window, we were flying into a mountain, right? I was like, this is not good. And then I woke up, and I was like, I couldn't move, and I was looking over at Paul, and I was just like, Paul, help me. And I couldn't move, and Paul was just like, and I was like, and then like after like 2 minutes it wears off and you can sit up, and I was just like, Paul, and he was like, what? And I was like, I had sleep paralysis, and he was like, fuck off. And I went back to bed.
I vividly experienced one here. I remember it. It was so fucking bizarre because it's probably like the first instance where I almost like consciously know about it because I didn't have it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I was downstairs on the couch, and I was just cycling through like shitty avatar things for your Xbox. Just like stupid shit like skateboards, and the fucking droning ass elevator music was playing, and I was just like, I was already tired as fuck, and it was so soothing. So I eventually fell asleep, and I woke up, and I couldn't fucking move after I woke up, and I'm like, I'm probably still asleep. And I closed my eyes, and I visualized myself getting up, like picking on the couch and lifting myself up. And when I opened my eyes up again, I was still asleep. So at that point, I was like losing my shit because it was the most scary thing ever. And then it just fucking goes away and you pop
It's
up.
really scary.
I didn't have sleep paralysis. You were watching the irate gamer.
Yeah,